Let's react to this extreme makeover from a television show in Asia. And you can see this pretty woman's got some issues with her teeth, and so hopefully they can help her with that. Looks like we've jumped all the way to the reveal, and here she is walking out. There are a bunch of doctors around her, and looks like they're bowing because they're happy with the results or something. It reminds me of a show called The Swan that was this bizarre plastic surgery makeover show from many years ago. And looks like they did her nose, her eyes, they helped her with her teeth. And here she is, beautiful woman. What do you think of this show? Everybody, look at these guys. They're all fawning over their own work. This is kind of weird. What do you think? Let's react to this skincare routine. What was that in her nose? Now it looks like she is pulling out some charcoal strips. Charcoal is a good whitener of the teeth, but you got to be careful because it can be mildly abrasive. She's got a cleanser. It's like a mask, probably with some clay in that mask. Clay can help pull out impurities of the skin. Now she's sheet masking her face. Sheet masks are really popular in Korea. They are a great way to add moisture and hydration to your skin. And the cherry on top. You don't have to do this much. Keep it very simple if you. It looks like you can just pop this thing right off his scalp, but this is called a nevus sebaceous. It's a type of growth that can occur on the scalp that we usually remove because of the potential risk of skin cancer. Wow, this appears to be a very severe case of dandruff. Dandruff is excessive flaking of the skin of the scalp that's pretty common, more common in men than in women, and this is why Dr. Ricky Brown ended up shaving his head. The treatment is to use a shampoo every day containing pyrithione zinc or tea tree oil. This has got to be one of the most satisfying videos I've seen on TikTok in quite a while. You have got to see what comes out of this nose. Look at that. Now you're just seeing the beginning of it. Here it comes. Now the scientific name that we give something like this is boogie. And I remove a lot of boogies after nose job surgeries that are huge, but nothing like this. Imagine how good it's going to feel for this person to breathe after this comes out of his nose. Oh my gosh, there it is. This is an obscure cosmetic treatment called carboxytherapy. It was developed back in France in the 1930s, and essentially you take a carbon dioxide gas container, you attach it to an injection needle, and then you inject the carbon dioxide underneath the skin. The belief is that this can increase circulation to the area. There are a ton of cosmetic claims made about this treatment, and none of them have been definitively proven. Although it looks pretty scary, the risks are actually relatively low, but it doesn't seem to do much, so I would give it a mid.
I think there's something wrong with my eyeballs.
This is called chemosis, which is swelling of the conjunctiva or the mucosal covering around the eye. I sometimes see this after cosmetic eyelid surgery. Treatment is to get off TikTok and go to the ER.
She's singing, don't fuck with my love. That heart is so cold, all over my own.
Look at this guy. He's got some filler in his nose, his lips, his cheeks, his chin. Ah! No! Dear God, no! This is called mucus fishing, and you'll see her pull a strand of mucus from her eyelid. Now, the more you do this, the more mucus your body will create. So it's best to stop doing it. This is how plastic surgeons heal a large open wound of the foot. You take a split thickness skin graft from the thigh, which is a very thin sheet of skin taken with the dermatome, which is that device. You then put it through a mesher, which basically expands it and puts tiny little holes into it. That skin graft is then put over the wound, you staple it into place, flatten it out, and put a dressing over it, and within about 10 to 14 days, it will heal.
Oh, you can still see my eye color. I'm pretty sure it's hazel or brown or whatever you want to say.
Whoa! This is called scleral tattooing, where you take a needle and you inject dye into the eyeball. I do not recommend you do it. There was a case report back in 2017 where a 24-year-old male underwent that procedure. He went blind and eventually lost his eyeball. This is called threading, and it's a way to stimulate collagen. Although this does work, if you want to stimulate the collagen of your skin without so much trauma, I recommend eating a healthy diet with good amounts of protein, taking a hydrolyzed collagen supplement, using a retinoid cream, and if you want to take it to the next level, microneedling.
How healthy are your lungs? Well, let's see if you can hold your breath for the duration of this test, starting in 3, 2, 1, go. So good luck. If you think this will be too easy, by the way, you can try not to blink to make it more difficult. I like doing this, though, every few months because it's practical content. You're like assessing your cardiovascular health. Some people are crazy, can probably hold it for like multiple playthroughs, but I think if you can just do it once, then you should honestly be fine. Alright, halfway done now. If you're still going, congratulations. If you failed, try to take another breath to finish it. You got this. No shame in being a two-breather, just view this as training. Alright, awesome, so we're almost there. And done. Awesome. Good job, guys.
I'm a doctor, and let's explain some weird human body tricks. Can't really explain this one. This gentleman has got some crazy control over his rectus muscles. This beautiful young woman should be hired by Cirque du Soleil and paid a ton of money. This young man has cleidocranial dysplasia, and he's essentially missing his collarbones. And did you know that the fingernails grow about twice as fast as the toenails? This is most likely an umbilical hernia, which is a hole at the base of the belly button with a little bit of fat sticking out. And this person most likely has Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, stretchy skin. It looks like Kim may have reduced the size of her implants. This is her back in 2017, and here she is today. This is a very common operation. It takes literally like a half hour. I do it all the time, and I think she may have had it done. How can you split a tongue with dental floss? You start with a tongue piercing, and then you take some dental floss or fishing wire and you thread it through that hole. Then you tie progressively tighter and tighter knots until it eventually splits your tongue in freaking half. I don't recommend doing this. This is a very risky procedure. Although it is pretty cool that your tongue moves around like that. This is a beautiful 40-year-old patient of mine who had a few children, leaving her with a lot of extra skin of her lower tummy. And so she came to see me for a tummy tuck to get rid of all of that. And she especially disliked how it looked bending over. Unlike Dr. Subio and Dr. Ricky Brown, I have mad skills, so I performed a tummy tuck on her, and let me show you how she looked afterwards. Here she is a few months after surgery. She's still swollen through here. She's going to get more definition as time goes on, but healing great.